Why hello there and welcome back folks, and today I wanted to bring out the mono water team, but it's a doubles based team, and since double battles are a fair bit shorter, I'm actually bringing 3 games in one today, so 3 for the price of 1, 3 for free, not too bad at all. My opponent actually is bringing along 4 possible megas, but I see the Kangaskhan and I think, you know what, this has to be the mega, but apparently not. He doesn't actually go for the Mega Evolution on the first turn, and neither does Gengar, so it's neither of these ones. Must have been the Charizard in the back. But I have my pretty standard opening here. It's Politoed with the Rain. Sets up the Rain, obviously, for the Swift Swim to proc on Kabutops. Kabutops then has max attack investment with a Life Orb. It has Waterfall, Stone Edge. I think this one has Low Kick and knockoff as well. You can swap out the knockoff and go for a sword stance, and if you can get a sword stance boost, it's absolutely brilliant, but that's a little bit more suited for single battles than for doubles. You don't really get too many opportunities to set up a sword stance with a frail Pokemon like Kabutops in doubles. It's just too much damage flying around for that. But I'm going to go into the Sharpedo. Sharpedo is obviously a speed boost. Oh, pardon me. If you can hear it in the video, I don't know if it's going to come through or not. I have a horrible summer cold for some reason, and I don't know why, because it's been so warm these past few days and I have no idea how I've managed to pick up a cold. But anyway, back to the game. I won't let my horrible illness stop the videos from going up on the channel, and the daily uploads continue. But look at this, crucially, Charizard Y swaps the weather back over to sunlight from the rain. However, on the turn that it does so, the speed is actually taken into account at the start of the turn, not in the middle of the turn. So in the start of the turn, the rain was up, so my Kabutops actually still has its double speed for the start of that turn when Charizard Mega evolves. So I'm still able to outspeed the thing, hit it with a 4-time super effective Stone Edge, and that's one of the ways this team can get around other types trying to change the weather on it, is that I still get that speed boost on that one turn, so I get to focus down whatever it is going to provide the main threat after the weather changes. And in this case, obviously it's the Charizard Y, because I'm able to simply hang in there with Sharpedo. Sharpedo's got -1 in attack, but it doesn't care because it has, I think, the strongest crunch in the game. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure someone down in the comments will know. But on this one, we've got probably a bit of a better team here. We've got Noivern, Gallade, we've got another Gyarados reappearing, and we have a Latias. So I'm wondering if it's going to be a Mega Gallade or if it's a Mega Latias. But I go with the same opening again. Politoed comes in, sets up the Rain, that gets you the boost onto the speed. I'm thinking my opponent obviously reads this from the team preview and predicts it. There's the Mega Evolution on Gallade. But my opponent knows Rain is going to be up, so he brings in his Noivern. And that's pretty cool because Noivern actually carries Hurricane, and it's one of the strongest users of Hurricane that's available in the game. But this one doesn't actually go for the Hurricane, he goes for the Tailwind instead. So he wants to be able to set up the speed and punch some holes through. And obviously that's some nice synergy there, is that Mega Gallade is a little bit on the slow side, and so if you're able to swap in something that can bring up the speed for it, like Tailwind, that's obviously great there. But now my opponent's down to their last 2. They have Gyarados in, Intimidate's going to proc, that's going to drop down Kabutops' attack by 1 stage, which is horrible because I don't really want to swap it out to try and reset that attack. I don't want to waste the turns of the Rain. I also don't want to swap in Starmie or Sharpedo in the back to take a crunch to the face from a Gyarados, because that would absolutely ruin me. Instead, I'm just going to hang in there. I'm going to throw out the Ice Beam with the Politoed. I'd love my opponent to actually KO the Politoed for me so that I can get a free switch. But in comes the Toxic, so it's actually it looks like it's a bulky Toxic Latias, probably with Recover or something, but there goes the Kabutops. It gets basically one shot, and that's not surprising because although it does have fairly decent defense, it's not going to survive a rain boosted waterfall from a Gyarados, and just no chance. Politoed ends up dropping as well. Now I get my free switch that I wanted. In comes Starmie, in comes the Sharpedo. This is actually a 4 attacks Starmie. I really like it because it's another way I can deal with Charizard Y. It carries the Power Gem. You can get that on there if you get a Staryu up to level 36, I think, before giving it a Water Stone. And you can teach it Power Gem, so it gets that 4 times super effective hit, and it outspeeds a Charizard Y. so you're able to one-shot it that way, and your opponent would expect that they can survive because you're going to go for a Hydro Pump, and the Sun would obviously drop that. But no, Power Gem is the way to go, folks. And now with Sharpedo, it's the last mon standing. They doubled up into the Starmie slot, so Per Starmie didn't even get a chance to do anything. But Sharpedo's biggest crunch you'll ever see ends up taking down Gyarados, not even a crit. That's going to drop it. The Latias got -2 there on its special attack, so that countered out the weakness policy on it. But Sharpedo doesn't care. It's going to outspeed, even with Latias being quite a fast mon. Sharpedo, with that speed boost, gets it in there. There's the crunch, so that's 2 knockouts to the Sharpedo, and that's the match. And swapping it up for this battle, I'm bringing along Mega Blastoise, Cloyster, and Seaking. Now, I don't know if anyone else out there has discovered this. Probably have. I'm not that great at the game to have unlocked Seaking's hidden potential, but there is a purpose for Seaking. Bringing it along in doubles, because it's a slightly modified version of the old Gyarados and Jolteon Volt Absorb strategy. Essentially, you bring it along in doubles and it's able to pull in electric type moves just like this for your entire team. So it's great on a mono water team because you can pull in Thunder Waves to try and slow down your sweepers. That obviously protects your Kabutops from being slowed down. You can bring it along in conjunction with a Gyarados incredibly well, because that 4 times electric weakness is completely nullified, and opponents generally don't carry too many spread grass moves, so you can essentially bring your team down to just having 1 weakness, being grass. And in this case, I actually go with an Assault Vest Seeking, trying to give it as much survivability as possible. I go for maximum HP and then max attack because I still want Seeking to be able to do something. I give it Knockoff, I give it Poison Jab, I give it... Poison Jab's really only there for something for Sylveon in my case, because I don't really run anything else on this team that can handle Sylveon, but it's still a 2-hit KO on the Sylveon anyway. I like to run with Waterfall because Rain boosted Waterfall with max attack on a Seaking can still do something. It's not going to 1-hit KO much, but it can still do quite a good chunky damage. And really, it's there to spam knockoff, take off items, and protect the rest of the team via that Lightning Rod. And now I go with the Politoed here because I predict Solar Beam coming in. I want to force my opponent to have to spend a turn charging this Solar Beam. I also want to drop the power of the Solar Beam because whenever Rain is in effect on the field, Solar Beam's power is decreased. Rain has, well, all the weather effects actually do different things with these different weather-based moves. So Thunder, obviously, and Hurricane, their accuracy goes up to 100% in the rain, but Solar Beam takes a turn to charge and it's actually weaker than it would be under normal conditions. Sunny Day obviously boosts Solar Beam to not need to charge, and it would decrease the accuracy of Hail and Thunder as well. I believe Rain also decreases the accuracy of Hail. Correct me if I'm wrong. You can probably let me know in the comments down below if anyone has a full breakdown of how the weather moves are all affected by weather conditions. But in comes Extra Sensory, and look at that. No damage against my full HP Assault Vest Seeking. This thing hangs in there basically the entire length of the game and has completely shut down my opponent's Rotom. And now I go with a Waterfall. There it is. There's that horribly mediocre attack stat coming out of the Seeking. There's the Rotom again, showing its ugly face, and in comes the Charizard Y, and I realize if he goes for Mega Evolution now, and my opponent does, there's no way for me to be able to remove the sun. So unfortunately, that's the sunlight up now to stay. And I don't have a Swift Swim user, I don't have my Starmie in this match, and I do have a completely different Charizard counter in this game. I'm bringing along Cloyster. Now, I actually misplayed with my Cloyster by bringing it out at the start. I thought my opponent would lead with the Charizard Y and I would handle it that way, so I have broken the Focus Sash on it. But the general way that you would run Cloyster against it... Oh, pardon me. The general way to run with a Cloyster against a Charizard Y is to bring it in, allow your Focus Sash to take the hit and see to it that you survive. You go for a Shell Smash while it goes for a Solar Beam against you. That brings you down to 1. You get the attack and speed boost from your Shell Smash. You outspeed it on the return with a Rock Blast. Then you hit it with 5 hits of Rock Blast, and look at that damage. Huge damage. Crit doesn't matter because, well, second crit doesn't matter because 5 hits with Rock Blast will always destroy Charizard. And even if he swaps out into something else will take 5 hits from Rock Blast and then take even more hits from Icicle Spear Icicle Shard, something like that. So he's going to go for the Volt Switch here. Even with a crit, it's not enough to bring down Mega Blastoise. It's just that tanky. So I'm able to go for the Water Pulse. That's the Rotom. That's the match. And that's the end of the video. So thank you as always for watching, folks. Apologies for the cold. Hopefully that'll have cleared up in the next few days. And I will see you next time.